I've started the recording.
Okay.
So shut up.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tier Force Heroes.
Tier Force Heroes.
I haven't said it in a while, but it's the best tier ranking show on the whole internet and off the internet.
Yeah, we got the ratings in.
We're here this month to talk about dragons, the dragons of the Zelda series. Trying to Sorry, I didn't mean to just blow over your amazing dragon impersonation.
I think, honestly, Corey, I think that's the best dragon impression that I've heard in the past 20 minutes.
This one's pretty straightforward, right?
Y'all know
There's no
what a dragon
dinosaurs. I put no dinosaurs on this one. Let's totem time. What do you say?
I'm ready to totem.
Let's do it.
Ready?
All right.
It's totem time. Amazing.
Wow.
That was a good
That
one.
was that was so good.
We're so good at toteming.
All right, here's our dragons.
Nice dragons.
Also,
Spoopy, scary.
no the dragon, the dungeon, or dancing dragon dungeon, sadly. Though I tried to think of how to visually represent them. Let's start with the dragon that started it all. Let's do Aquamentus, which I had represented by its Zelda cartoon.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah, that's one of the ones I was like, I think that's Aquamentus. I gotta check.
Yeah,
though.
that's Aquamentus. What's not to like about Aquamentus? He's our first boss in all of Zelda. Well, it's, technically, I guess. Pretty much. And I don't know. I have a soft spot for Aquamentus. I've always thought Aquamentus is really cool. So I would like to see Aquamentus somewhere in the top half of the tier list. I don't know where though. What do you guys think?
I'm cool with that. With that. Aquamentus is really cool. I like that it's like, dragons are staple fantasy creature, and like the first boss in the first Zelda game is like big old scary green dragon. I wish we got to see
Unicorn
it fly
dragon,
more,
even.
but you do get to see it fly in Oracle of Seasons, so that's pretty rad.
It kind of flies in, yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see. Oh yeah, that's why you could maybe not argue against it in S tier, is you never really get to see it soar.
ooh, true.
It looks, even when it's flying, it looks like kind of like a bumblebee, like its body's a little too heavy for the wings to keep it
Well,
up.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
In Zelda, it's like the tiniest wings.
Yeah.
Like the tiniest wings.
Very
I think
little.
that's just because of the, I don't know.
It's cute though.
What do you think, Nico?
I don't know. I've never had like an emotional connection to the first game. So it's kind of hard for me to say it that way. But overall, I think it's a cool enemy that I would love to see in Tears of the Kingdom. They brought back some cool old Zelda designs, right? So I think it'd be
Gotta
kind of
see
fun.
Aquamentus in 3D.
There's presumably going to be what seems like other dragons in the game too. So why not?
I would love it.
Aquamentus?
I would love it.
I'm gonna propose A for Aquamentus.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect.
Makes sense.
This is the right one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I'm
Yes.
pretty sure it's that. I mean, I'm looking at all the other ones, and I'm like, that's got to be Aquamentus, right? I'm not familiar with the Zelda cartoon. I've watched it once through. That was forever ago.
That's fair.
But I remember I'm like one head, so that was good.
One head, yeah.
Let's do one that is arguably like not even a dragon, but it has dragon in its name, and that's Snapdragon from A Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds, which is that weird bitey chompy looking guy with a big old tongue. What do you guys think of Snapdragon?
Well, I was thinking, is this really a dragon? And then I did some research, and it appears that it really is considered a dragon, like the mouth of a dragon.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's barely a
with
dragon.
little legs sticking out the side.
Like very human, like hairy legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's do you want me to pull up the lore on the Snapdragon?
Well,
because
Go for
even
it.
without like reading the lore, my assumption would be that it's named after the plant snapdragons, which are named after dragons, right?
yes. Yes,
Just
but
makes sense.
That's too much thought. That's too much thought. I
But
just
it's an
think
actual
it's
dragon.
a chompy guy, and it's a Snapdragon.
It's like
They do some rough damage, honestly.
I mean, look at that tongue.
So the Snapdragon,
Uh-huh.
there's actually the Snapdragon. There's a in the Link to the Past manual, page 45. It says this strange creature was created as a result of a mad alchemist's plant experiments. He uses his tooth-filled.
Whoa.
Yeah. So there is a mad alchemist. I even found. I don't think it's on the Zelda Dungeon wiki, but I think it's on a different Zelda
That's
related
the-
wiki. I saw a page for the Mad Alchemist. So I love that.
What?
I've never heard of
Maybe
this.
that's not necessary, but well, it's just like a throwaway line in the manual, but
That's pretty crazy, honestly.
yeah. So we're gonna start getting our Mad Alchemist fan fiction out there.
Heck yeah. That's awesome.
I suggest we put it in D
Yeah.
because it's a plant, it's barely a dragon. It's not even a dragon.
Okay.
What do you
I
think?
suppose that's fair. I mean, the Mad Alchemist stuff kind of made me want to put it higher, but compared to the other
The
actual
one line.
dragons, I mean,
I agree with you, but I just feel like once we start putting other dragons on, I could do C for now if you want.
I mean, what really makes a dragon when you think about it?
Big wing go rar.
Yeah, that's true.
There's wingless dragons.
Don't talk to me like that. Those are drakens.
There's plenty. There's
Is
plenty
there-
of wingless dragons.
No, those are drakens. That's different.
Is there
Mhm.
anything else on the list we can see putting in D?
No.
Okay. I think there's one, but
There's one
Well,
for me.
yes, but I think Snapdragon belongs in D.
D's fine. I don't care.
for D for dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, D for dragon.
D for
D for definitely a dragon.
I was gonna say
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, definitely. What's this dude's actual name?
Stalord, I think.
Stall Lord.
Stalwart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he a
It's not really
dragon?
confirmed. Not confirmed, is it?
I don't know.
It's just
I
really-
think it's in like I saw it on something that
Oh.
it's basically a dragon.
It's
Or it was a dragon.
its theme music incorporates elements from two different other dragons themes as well. So I think it's
Okay.
it's strongly suggested that it's formerly a dragon. I think
Okay.
it has like Volvagia or I don't know. Some other dragons themes are mixed in there, I
Interesting.
read.
Some
Well,
of the bosses share theme music in Twilight Princess, so it might also have Argorok's theme.
That makes sense.
They might have the same
Okay.
one.
Well, in that case, with Stall Lord,
Okay. That might be it. Yeah.
Stall Lord, a couple of things. One, very cool boss battle. Like
Mhm.
one of my
Dope
favorites.
boss battle.
One of my favorites in the whole series, honestly, because it's just like a fun boss battle. And he's also a boss in another Zelda game, my personal number one, Link's crossbow training.
Mhm.
And
He's
that
the final boss in that game.
is an amazing boss battle as well.
Because he is the coolest looking boss in Twilight Princess, probably.
Yeah,
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, sure.
If
No.
you're gonna put a boss to shoot at,
Sure. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
shoot your gun at it.
Overall, I would say very cool, but definitely the fact that I have to question if it's a dragon. I'm like, it's dragon-like, but it
Okay.
doesn't feel like
I
a
can
dragon
appreciate that.
because it's stuck in the ground. You know?
That's the one thing for me. I'm not really questioning as much if it's a dragon. I can buy that it was a dragon when it was
Sure.
alive. But the main thing is that like you only see the upper half.
Yeah.
And that is a dope boss battle. And it's cool that the head comes off and chases you around. I
Mhm.
just like the idea of like bone dragon,
Bone
undead dragon.
dragon.
That's pretty sick.
Oh, sure.
It would have been nice to see it fly around though.
Well, you only see its head fly, but that's cool.
I'm big on watching dragons fly.
There are
That's
some
a big part of what makes dragons for me.
there are some
As
pretty
I
cool
said
flying
when
dragons.
we talked about Snapdragon, flying dragons are essential.
Yeah, I would agree.
This sounds like a B or A type situation.
I would say it's I mean it's like really cool, but it's not. It's. I would say it's B for barely a dragon.
I would vote A.
A for
So
absolutely a
let's let
dragon.
for
I'm on the
absolutely a dragon.
I'm on the fence.
Good would put it in the A B tier.
This is what I suggested, B or A. How about what if we put it at A and we see how we feel,
I like that
and
Sure.
maybe
Feel
it'll
it
stay
out.
there. Yeah,
because it's
Cool.
definitely it's so cool, but like I want it to have better dragon elements.
It's
No.
A for dragon.
This isn't October.
Oh.
We can still have themed tiers.
Yeah, I thought about it, and then someone like, I don't know, like C cool dragon. I don't know.
Cool dragon. Wow.
I want to say, speaking of dragons, I'm gonna pick the dragon.
Oh, okay.
From
I was like, they're all dragons.
from Zelda the Zelda Game Watch and
That's-
Zelda Game and Watch.
This guy.
Yeah, it's kind
It's
of
that
like the
one.
bosses you fight in all the stages,
Mhm.
and I don't. I kind of defended those in our big ranking, but I don't really have much to say about the dragon other than it in the game it looks like a little, I don't know, Aquamentus type thing, and it's kind of cool. You know, it's kind of a cool dragon for, you know, what that type of game is. So I don't think it's completely I think it's an appropriate dragon. So I don't want to like diss it, but I feel like we got to put it low, obviously.
Yeah, I would say it is kind of cool. We were talking about this in our little group text about the fact that it's sort of like Ridley.
It does kind of
Looks
look like
Ridley.
Ridley
Like
in
the
that art.
artwork especially just like has Ridley vibes, which is awesome. I mean, Mr. Andy Spiteri would be ecstatic. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a dragon. Just a little dragon.
This is the other one that I would have been a contender for D for me, just because it is like, it's not even like all these dragons on this list, even ones like Snapdragon, have very clear cut like identities, and there are like 4 of these in this game, right?
Yeah,
Is
and
that-
it's yeah,
And they're
it's
all-
just kind of like they have
They're
like,
all just a dragon, which like they're kind of, like you said, inspired by like Aquamentus anyways, so I feel like they're kind of nondescript. At the same point, though, they are just straight up dragons, and dragons are always cool, so I would be fine with C or D.
I think C cool dragon.
Cool dragon.
I would say sequel dragon.
Okay, cool.
Cool dragon.
Let's dive into one of the Breath of the Wild dragons. More wingless dragons, by the way.
Hmm.
Let's do Ferosh.
Okay.
You just want to kind of get them on the board. We can just do all of them.
All of
I
them?
think.
Yeah, why not? Let's
All
do
of
all
them?
of them.
Rare.
Well, the reason I brought up Ferosh first is because it's my least favorite of the bunch.
I would agree.
I think it's the least cool design, and also like Nadra has like the whole malice part, and Dinral is just sick looking.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know if I would put it on a different tier from those other two, because they're all awesome when they show up in game, and you can get the sweet dragon parts from them, and it's like no matter how long I played Breath of the Wild for, anytime a dragon popped up, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool.
Yes. Yes, every time. And the music. Like, I remember the first time I was playing back on the Wii U with Breath of the Wild, which it just seems like another lifetime. And, like, going over to... I'm pretty sure the first time I saw a dragon... I want to say it was like Hylia, but now I guess that wouldn't... Would that make sense? Is that where you can experience a dragon for the first time?
Lake
I don't know.
Hylia, I think you can see Ferosh there.
But is it possible for that to be your first? Maybe. But
I think so.
I just remember like walking across the bridge and hearing the little piano music come in, and I was like, "Oh, this is really pretty music. This must be like the Lake Hylia theme." And I was so confused, and I look over and I'm like, "There's a dragon!" Like, ugh.
I felt the same way. I agree with you. I would say though, I would put Nadra one above. I think that quest
It
tied
is
to it
really cool.
puts it a cut above. And so my suggestion would be put that in S and the other two in A.
I could see that.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree with all your
S.
sentiments about the first time you saw a dragon. That was really cool.
S for Supreme Serpent
Supreme
Dragon.
Serpent. I will say, I do
Little-
like they stuck with like a traditional dragon design instead of like
Yeah, like a Chinese, like an Asian style dragon instead of like the European.
Yeah, like or a Western or European style fantasy dragon, because it makes more sense in the Zelda world.
I love both. I like that they've incorporated both. They're both so cool. A little quick aside, just to kind of go off of like how awesome they were to find the first time. When there were a few moments when I was playing Breath of the Wild where I just had like almost like out of body like aha moments of like this is a crazy game I'm playing right now. And one of them was I like saw the glow of Naedra on Mount Lanayru in the distance, and I thought it was like maybe some big rupee cave or something. And I get up there and it's the huge dragon just staring at you, and then I was like, do I shoot it? Do I not? And I shot the malice, and then it goes flying in the sky, and you're floating on wind gusts in the air with the paraglider, and I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy right now that I'm doing this.
All I can say is Tears of the Kingdom better take ideas like that and just expand on them. Because that felt like the most natural like story progression quest in the entire game. You get to the top of this beautiful mountain, all of a sudden there's a malice covered dragon that you have to save, and it just naturally you just kind of go about it. It's not like, oh, check, save Naedra. It's like you just do it because it felt right, you know. And it goes into this whole different cutscene, and it's beautiful. I could totally see Tears of the Kingdom doing this with so many things. I really hope they do.
Well, I think too. I think there was like a shrine quest associated with it, right?
There was, and I didn't. I just went up there by myself. I hadn't activated the shrine quest yet, so I had no clue.
It was one of the more actual, like, it made the shrine. It's not really a shrine, but the quests associated with it more distinct. And then compared to the other, like Nico was saying, the checklist ones, I feel like those are always the collect grasshopper ones. I think they should just try to have, I don't know, there just shouldn't be many quests that are like collect these things unless it's like a big collectible, you know what I mean?
And Gooey and I talk about this a lot when we're playing video games in the living room. It always comes down to Assassin's Creed because we always talk about how we hate a game that is just like, okay, now go here, follow the thing on the map, check it off. Here's the next thing you have to do. Like, we don't want this like super direct like list of items to complete. Like, sure, it can be fun, but it's not exploration. That's not Zelda.
I like in Breath of the Wild, the characters like, you see that over there? There are no we at. Yeah, it's not we at. Yeah, Breath of the Wild has a decent amount of quests like that where characters like go over there and you just kind of get a sense of direction, and it's not.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, dragons, very cool. Did you guys ever try to ride them? Did you think you could ride them? I sure did.
I probably tried once, yeah.
They should let you.
And then you're just like, ugh!
Yeah, it was for me, it was Dinral, because he's below you in the canyon, and so I like jumped down to try and see if I could land on his head, and you hit the head and you just keep rolling onto his back as he's flying and rolling and rolling and rolling.
Oh my gosh. This is a good Pratt comedy.
It's nothing you could do. It's just that's
slapstick.
Oh. Anyway, good dragon.
Right,
Breath of the Wild. Good. I'm excited to see
Corey's, all of them.
Yeah. Okay. Those are all Corey's. Well, let's do Gleeok action.
Gleeok time, our other cartoon representative.
Which is so funny that you chose this because there are so many representations of Gleeok in the Zelda timeline, and you chose the Zelda cartoon.
It's just a cool artwork. I love Gleeok. Actually, there's a different episode with a different Gleeok, and they have 3 heads with the different personalities.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's got like a Dodrio thing going on where like the heads are fighting and
Yeah. So I think that should immediately skyrocket it.
I think Gleeok is one of the most iconic dragons for Zelda. Um, Especially since there are so many different iterations of it that are very unique. And it seems like
Yeah.
every time we get another dragon in the Zelda series, it's like, how is this Gleeok inspired? And the idea of like multiple heads on a dragon is always very cool. If you've played Elden Ring, you know multiple heads on a dragon is terrifying. Like terrifying.
That's fair.
um I don't know. I just think a Gleeok is like a perfect example of dragon in Zelda.
Classic dragon.
Yeah.
This is dragon.
This is dragon.
I love
Yeah.
Gleeok. I think it's the best boss fight in the original Legend of Zelda, except for that you
I
just do
agree.
it so much, but the fight itself is really good, and I like when they've brought, I like some of the times they've brought it back and stuff. So I don't know. I really like Gleeok.
Gleeok is one of my favorite dragons in the series.
Mm-hmm.
I love that it's got like the European style dragon look, but it's also inspired by like a hydra with like several heads.
Yeah.
And instead of the heads growing back, it's like the heads come off and still attack you.
Yes.
That's so cool. That's so rad. And even the one like you said we've seen other examples of Gleeok. Gleeok comes back in Phantom Hourglass, right?
Mm-hmm. Which
It's
is
a
it?
really good fight.
Is that
And it's
Phantom?
just like
Yeah, that is
two
two
heads. I
heads.
think.
Yeah, it's just two heads, the fire and the ice, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
but even that's like
But
a
it's
super creative
very
boss
that's a
fight
cool
with like,
battle. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of fun.
That's a really
Gleeok
good
is
use.
sick.
That's a very good use of the two screens on the DS
Yeah.
too. Like
Oh,
super
yeah,
good use.
definitely. Yeah,
Mhm.
we have to see Gleeok come back in the future. Like I can't believe we haven't seen a 3D
I'm
like
just
in a
telling
home
you guys.
console 3D Gleeok.
I just want there to be a bunch more dragons in Tears of the Kingdom.
I know.
It would be
I-
Dragons are so
perfect to
cool.
bring back
And-
some of these kinds of dragons. You know?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I think a big part of it makes sense because we got dragon imagery in the very first Tears of the Kingdom trailer, didn't we? Or was that the it was
Oh,
the
yeah.
second one where he had the like dragon torch thing on his arm?
Yeah, the shield flamethrower thing.
Yeah, and
No,
it's a dragon
Those
head.
dragon heads are all over the place.
Yeah, they're the Zonai dragon heads. And so I'm just saying, we better get more dragons. Whatever kind they are, I need more dragons in Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm with you. Yeah, because they'll probably have some new ones for lore, but there's got to just be some that are like enemies.
Yeah.
Like these could be like the
Give us
line wolves,
snapdragons.
You know.
Yeah. Bring Snapdragons. Why not?
That'd be
I
funny.
think you got 2 games at least where Gleeok is arguably one of, if not the best boss fight
Yeah.
in the game. That it should be.
Yeah.
It should be an S tier.
Yes.
Definitely S tier.
S for
Boom.
Super
Easy S.
Serpent Gleeok Dragon.
For Snapdragon.
Serpent Gleeok.
All right.
Nice choice. Nice choice.
Oh, that was you.
Go me.
Let's
Okay.
Well, let's do Glee-Rock then
Oh,
from
no.
from
Glee-Rock.
Minish Cap. I actually like this boss fight a lot.
I think it's a
Yeah,
really
this is sick.
it's a fun boss
This is
fight and a creative use of an item.
It
Yeah.
doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't. It looks more like a dinosaur than a dragon.
It's a dino
Kind of looks
turtle.
like a turtle with a long head to me.
But I
Because
feel
you
like
don't really see the rest of its body.
But it's Gleeok
think-
inspired, so
yeah, it's got to fall under the umbrella. But it's pretty good, and it's a really fun fight. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Lacking 3 heads, maybe they should have called it something else. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's
It's like Glee-Rock.
Capcom. They of course they're gonna do something silly like, hey, let's make an enemy named Glee-Rock. I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't
That's
really
fair.
know. I don't really know what to think about. I'm thinking A or B, but like most of what I love about this boss is that the fight is really fun, not
Mhm.
so much about the fact that it's a super cool dragon,
Okay.
you know?
Okay. What I don't mind B actually for boss fight is good.
I think I talked myself. Yeah, B for boss fight dragon.
Boss fight dragon. I was gonna say it has the same issues that Stall Lord King Dragon has, In that it's like stuck in the ground and it doesn't really do anything, but it's less cool.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think B
Yeah.
makes sense. Boss fight dragon.
I would agree with that.
Stall
Quick decision.
King?
Nice.
What is his name again? Stall Lord?
Stall Lord.
I'll never-
Lord.
Sar.
I'll never
Stall Emperor.
Staldrin?
Stall boss.
I'll never
Before he gained that position, it was just stall guy.
Stall guy.
He was stall private, and then he worked his way up.
Oh no. Oh no.
That was
Ugh.
my pick, Corey.
Okay,
That's great.
Let's go back to Zelda II. We're gonna talk about the Ra, which are those floating dragon heads.
That's
This was
D
one of the
tier.
ones.
Those things are a menace.
You said D tier?
Yeah, I hate those things.
They are terrible and halt your progress, but like, I think I like them in concept. I think they're sick.
Actually, it wouldn't be so bad. It's more the game's fault because it stinks when you get knocked into lava and you lose a whole
Oh
life.
god, yeah.
Like, I think
Yeah.
I think if that existed now, like, I don't mind getting knocked into lava and then maybe, I have less health or something, but
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
the
no,
loot,
Zelda 2 is brutal with that.
Yeah.
yeah. So I feel like
That's
just,
like
I associate them with that,
that's a prime reason if you're playing this on the Nintendo Switch online, that's a moment where without shame I would just be like, "No, I'm rewinding. That was garbage." I don't deserve to lose a life for that.
I beat it without the rewind, so.
Whoa. I did too on the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, okay,
What?
fair enough.
What
But
a
yeah,
bunch
I
of
don't know.
nerds.
What do you think about these? You remember these, Nico? That are like, they go like this across the screen, and their heads.
Here, wait. So
Eh.
are we not this
Wait,
guy?
they go like-
Are we
No,
talking
no,
about
to
this
the
guy?
left.
This
Yeah,
guy, right?
yeah, that.
Okay.
Shoot.
You remember those? They're just heads, and it's like
they just float.
Medusa heads in Castlevania.
Yeah.
They like go up and shoot and then go down and shoot and they go up and shoot.
No, those are different. Those are the dog heads.
Oh.
Yeah.
These just do the curve. They just go.
Oh, they
out.
don't even shoot fire at you?
I think that's something that I think there's
No,
the Ra and-
obviously the dogs shoot fire at you. Why would the dragon shoot fire at you?
I
They're like
I didn't think of it
magic-
that way. You're right.
They're like magic beams that it shoots out of its mouth. Gosh, what
Okay,
are those called?
let me tell you this. The artwork is really freaking cool. Like,
It is awesome.
This
They're-
is something I actually pointed out to Goo because I had to look up. I saw this artwork and I kind of thought it was the floating head enemy and I had to look it up just to verify.
mhm.
And while doing that, I confirmed that the artwork for this enemy is the exact same artwork as Barba, just cut off at the head and recolored.
That's also why you could confuse them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, the wolf heads are called Maus, M-A-U. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Those are the
It's a
ones that
different
shoot
thing.
stuff at you?
Yeah, those are also annoying, but
Interesting.
the dragon heads are the ones that are always in the lava pit rooms, and
Got it.
you think, oh, it's a perfect jump, and you jump, and then it comes out of nowhere, and you're like, ah!
I feel like they really should have reversed those. Like, why would they not have the dragons shoot stuff out of their mouths and have the
Yeah.
wolves just like
That makes
Whatever.
sense. Well, what do we think?
Well, I've
It seemed-
personally, I've never associated dragons with fire. I don't really think that's a
There's
thing.
definitely
With
like
fire.
water dragons. There's lightning.
and they're impervious to fire.
Yeah, and there's air dragons.
fire.
I don't think
I don't.
so.
Yeah, I've
No,
heard of a fire.
Corey, I think
dragon.
you're a little weird in the head. I
Okay.
don't know what you're thinking about.
All right.
Well,
Okay.
there's
Fire
Glee-Rock,
dragon.
but we don't know if Glee-Rock's really a dragon.
Questionably a dragon.
Yeah, I've never heard of dragons breathing fire. Next, I'm kidding.
I just made it up. I made it up. Sorry. You
Where
got
are we
me.
putting this guy?
Anyways, my personally, I think it's cooler than the Game and Watch dragons and Snapdragon. So my personal would be put it in C and put the just put it, I would put it in C.
Like that?
Okay. I feel like if it wasn't
mine.
just for the game being annoying to me, I'd probably put it in B. It's
I'd
like,
put it
oh,
in
it's
B.
like a flying head, but the game
You
brought
guys
it
want to
down
bump
for
it
me.
up?
I want to bump it up to B.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Like bad dragon. Bad.
Bad dragon.
You've been a bad dragon.
Bad dragon.
I like that.
Do you guys think it's as cool as Glee-Rock?
Yes.
No, I think Gleerock is cooler.
I do think Glee-Rock is cooler. I want to go back to C.
I kind of vote C too, I think. Okay.
Actually, B looks pretty good.
It is a bad dragon.
It's a bad dragon.
Okay, what's next? Oh no, come back.
He's out.
Nico, come back.
Sorry, the Glee-Rock got me.
The classic dragon technique, disappearing.
Yeah, we have disappearing dragons. Totally normal things. Oh no, I don't know any of these other dragons. I'm kidding. What's this game? I've never seen this game before. Let's do the Skyward Sword dragons.
Okay, good idea.
Let's lump them. Are they just named after their areas? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
Elden, Lanayru, or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of don't super like any of their personalities except for Lanayru's. Because
Okay.
I think he's
is there a definitive like 1, 2, 3 for you guys? Because there is for me, I think.
I have almost no
don't even
memory
know.
of Eldon, like personality wise. He's not very interesting.
Eldon for sure is my least favorite, just because he's kind of boring.
Yeah.
And then I think Lanayru is the coolest, and then Furore is in the middle. She's got a lot of personality, but she's also a big meanie.
And
her
her
threatens you
quest,
several times.
her quest is boring.
Oh, you got to get the water for her.
Yeah.
She's very tooty. She's very like,
yeah. She's
get me this water. I'm gonna eat you.
Yeah, she's a
or
little
else get
mean.
out.
But
That's kind of fun though. I like that.
I like
It is a little fun,
Lanayru's.
but also I feel hurt.
But Lanayru's is fun because it's like he's sick and he died, and so you have to like use that special fruit to like cure him, and then he has the like trials that you can go back and do, which is how you get the Hylian shield.
That is cool.
So
he's got a fun personality too.
Yeah.
I like his voice acting or
I like
whatever.
his little chuckle that he does.
Yeah.
That's really cute. He's cool.
I think he should be S tier.
S tier,
I would put
maybe
him
A.
I would put him in S tier personally.
I'm cool with S tier, I think.
Yeah. The other two
I would
definitely
honestly do descending. I would do like S, A, B, or
B.
Sab.
That feels right.
I think I agree. Right. It's kind of wild how different they are compared to like the Breath of the Wild dragons. You know?
Yeah.
But
well, and even so, they're also kind of like straight up like Eastern inspired dragons.
Yeah, again
too.
they are. Which is
but just
cool.
vastly different.
They're just rounder.
Furore's got like a weird little head.
Do we like them that much that it's S tier though? I guess I said S tier, but I'm mostly just going on vibes. Like I think it's a cool like dragon, whereas like the other two we've put in S. I like really like.
Well,
you know?
I honestly I like him for a lot of reasons, but the number one reason
the boss rush mode.
Yeah, that's the main thing. It's
That's
like
cool.
the fact that a Zelda game has this boss rush mode and
he's like the proprietor of the mode.
And he also lets you go back and do this.
He's just like, let me summon these bosses for you to fight again.
And you can do the spirit realms again. Or the silent realms. So it's like
okay. So but then is Lanayru or whatever really A tier? We should investigate that.
You know, I think Lanayru, before we placed these, I was starting to lean more towards Lanayru and Furore being more on the same level. Because I think they're both really, really fun, and they both have very distinct personalities. And She is very mean, but I was thinking about it, and this is something that I was doing on my most recent playthrough of Skyward Sword HD, is I was going out of my way to you know how when you're going through dialogue you get the different dialogue
Yeah,
options?
yeah.
I was intentionally going out of my way to pick the most aggressively rude, most flippant answers anytime anyone asked me anything.
Wow.
And Furore has hilarious responses. Like like she gets mad at you.
That's not a surprise.
Yeah, it's pretty funny though.
But like,
Because what Gu is saying too, like, I do think Linneuru's sick, but next to Gleeok and
well, yeah,
Nadra, I'm not so sure.
he's so sick that he died. I'm sorry.
Literally, he was ill and
Ugh.
died.
Okay. I do not think that these two should be on the same level, but I think I would be okay with this. I could pop him down.
I wouldn't even mind popping Eldon down to see. Kind of an unremarkable.
I literally do not remember anything about Eldon. Like,
that's the name, right? Eldon, yeah.
I think.
It is Eldon.
Yeah. What's the deal with this?
I don't know.
Maybe that's too
I
mean.
like his two. I like they all have the little part of the song that they hum to you, and
Yeah.
Eldon's is pretty cool. He's got like a nice
True.
deep like.
Okay.
I don't know. I think he's. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I think.
Okay.
I think this makes sense.
Okay.
I
yeah,
kind of
like
forgot
keeping-
about the song because the song is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Plus the tad
Yeah,
tones.
right.
Actually, the tad tones, like when you collect them all. Boom, 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 bop, bop. That's beautiful. It's like that's like my favorite part of the game is like that one little like just play it again. Play it again. I save my game right before I get the last one, and then I
Right,
get it,
yeah.
and then I go back and I do it again.
I'm actually
talking
getting
about,
them, just listening to
YouTube.
it.
What's a YouTube?
Let's do Barba.
Okay.
Because it's kind of one of the
Barba.
Yeah, let's do Barba from Adventure of Link. Actual boss this time. A pretty cool boss, honestly. Again, I think hurt a little bit by the game because it's really frustrating to get a whole game over by falling in the lava or whatever. But it's similar where I feel like that's more of an issue with the game because I like jumping up and hitting the head and dodging the fireball. Pretty fun fight, but not my favorite. But what do you guys think?
I kind of want to make a pitch for Barba. Well, my spiel for Barba is that Barba is actually also one of my favorite dragons on this list. I
Okay.
just think
Wow.
Barba is really cool, and you know that those frustrations feel a little bit better with Barba because it's a boss fight, so it feels like you're supposed to be a little bit more on your toes and stuff. And this is something that we kind of discussed a little bit when we were doing the dungeon dive goo, is that like, you know, Zelda 2 and the first Legend of Zelda game, you kind of have to like stretch a little bit to make your own head canon for like what like the themes of the dungeon are, right?
Yeah.
And the Hidden Palace or the Three-Eye Rock Palace or whatever was one of the ones for me that was most clear cut, like, okay, this is kind of like a lava dungeon because it has the most lava pits out of any of the dungeons, and then you get to the very end and it's this big serpenty fire dragon thing that pops up and you're playing whack-a-mole with. And I was just like, this feels really fitting and really cool. And also, it's basically Volvagia,
Yeah.
just in Zelda 2.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't come out and fly around, obviously, because there's limitations to the game. But even compared to some of the other bosses in the game, it's just... I think Barba is really cool.
I kind of forgot that aspect of that dungeon. But now that you mention it, like I remember that was key in that era of talking about all the dungeons was like seeing them like do different things, like give things more of a theme with what they can do, and I think it is a standout for that. That is pretty cool. So I mean, if you like it so much, where would you put it?
I probably personally, I think I would put it in A, but I could also see it going in B for Barba.
What do you think, Nico?
Again, it's been a while for Zelda 2.
Hmm.
So I don't have like the biggest memory of this boss, but
That's fair. Yeah.
so I feel like I don't really have a good say for like where I would want to put it,
That's fair.
if that
What
makes
about
sense.
what about high B for Barba?
High B Barba?
High B
I'd be
Barba.
Barba.
High B Barba. I'm fine with High B Barba.
I feel
I'm
like
cool with
I
that.
can see that. I definitely agree with your argument, and I feel that I do agree with those things. But I feel like then looking at some of the ones in A, I'm like, but these are a little bit cooler
Yeah, you're
than
right.
that.
You're right. You're right. And now that I'm looking at it too, a lot of those fire dragons, and I know that's a strange concept I just made up. Dragons and fire, they
Wait,
normally don't
what?
go together.
What are you talking?
I know they normally don't go together, but we got 3 of those fire dragons on that B tier, so it makes sense.
We need to talk to Shigeru
Preposterous.
Miyamoto. I don't think he understands that dragons and fire. They don't like. What is this?
That's why
He'll
they're on
get it.
B for bad dragon.
Bad dragon.
B for bad dragon.
Bad dragon.
B for burn.
Ooh.
Fire.
Well, there's a fire, except for there's the water. The water.
And the
dragon.
water. Well,
That's
That's
Yeah,
what
whatever.
happens when the water hits.
she
it.
burns you with her hot rhetoric.
Ooh, dang.
Her spicy tongue.
And then Dinral is just also an A.
Yeah, but
That's fine.
all right, stop questioning it. It's fine. Move on.
Perfect. Wait,
Well,
who's turn?
Corey, pick something.
Oh, it's me. Okay, let's do. Since we just did the kind of the inspiration for this dragon, let's do Volvagia.
Nice. Really cool dragon.
This is a cool dragon.
I kind of want to go first because this is one of those things in Ocarina of Time where I feel like a lot of people remember it super fondly, and I don't dislike it, but I'm kind of more just like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. It's not my favorite boss in Ocarina of Time. And Ocarina of Time is not my favorite Zelda game, but I think it's a really cool dragon.
It's a cool dragon.
I think it's not my favorite boss fight, really, but just in all other aspects I really like it. Like I like when you show up, just the story surrounding it and the Gorons and Goron
Yeah.
City and the
That's
vibe
definitely
when
the
you get to
strength, I
Goron
think.
City and you learn about this ancient lore and the
Mhm.
dragon's been awakened, So I think it's just such
And
a
that it's
memorable
eating Gorons.
So it's also interesting because Volvagia is like the protector of the fire temple, right?
The protector.
Isn't
Um,
Volvagia like a
No, because the story they
It's-
tell is that some ancient Goron hero defeated it or something,
is
and
it not like
Ganondorf resurrected it, and so now it's eating
oh,
Gorons.
it resurrected it. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I thought that
It is
I thought that Ganon took it with an evil spirit or something. I thought it was just like there.
I think that's in the manga or whatever.
Oh.
In the manga,
Well, I have read those a while ago. Maybe I'm mixing things up.
there's a whole chapter in the child section of the manga where Link buys a baby Volvagia at the market
Hmm.
when he first gets to Castle Town, and
What?
they have a little and it's so adorable.
Yeah.
And there's this whole part where they're out frolicking, and then later, when Link has to take on it's almost like a psychological trick that Ganondorf pulls on Link, and there's a panel where Link cuts Volvagia's head off, and it's super intense because he's killing his childhood pet.
Yeah.
It's pretty messed up.
Anyway, I guess that's not canon, so but it's still cool. I like Volvagia.
I think it's remembered by people for a good reason.
Yeah.
And I think that that artwork is so sick. By the
Oh
way.
yeah.
It was one of those things where at the time when you see it, it's like, holy crap, it comes out and you see it flying around above you, that cutscene.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really cool cutscene for the N64. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you're right. I do like it's kind of the evolution of that of the Barba boss fight
Mhm.
too, because it's instead of just the whack-a-mole aspect. It's like you fight it in the ground and you fight it in the sky.
Mhm.
Well, you avoid it when it's in the sky, but regardless, it goes both places.
When I play the actual
goes
fight
both
now, it
places.
kind of is like, all right, come on, come back on the ground.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
put it.
Yeah.
I think the fight still though it's still like it's got the atmosphere and everything right.
It's memorable.
I would put it in A tier because I think it's such an iconic dragon. It's iconic where people. I'm sure most people would put it in S, but I think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's as cool as the ones we put in S.
So A for almost as cool as people remember it, dragon.
Gleeok is better.
I would agree.
That'll be controversial.
For sure.
What? No.
Is that okay
Yeah.
that it's an A?
People are gonna be mad that Gleeok is
I'm
better
okay
than
with that.
Volvagia. I like
No, Gleeok is definitely better than Volvagia.
it. Gleeok number 1.
Yeah,
Look
what?
at this. I'm
That's
literally
not even
putting
a-
Gleeok number 1. Okay? Gleeok number 1.
I think I like. That's fine with me. That makes sense to me.
Where were you gonna put it? Be honest.
I was stuck between A and B because it's kind of in that in between where it's like I think it's cooler than most of the ones in B, and I think it's less cool than most of the ones in A. So
Do you want me to put it with the other fire dragon?
Yeah, that's
No,
better. That's better.
I think Dinral's way cooler.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
what am I supposed to do? Okay.
Get it away from there.
Mr. Stal is in between the
Mr. Stal.
That's his name.
It's Dr. Stal.
Dr. Stal.
Mr. Stal was my father.
Dr. Stal, PhD.
Most people call me Junior.
Stal Junior.
Stal Jr.
Oh, who chose Volvagia?
That was Corey, I think.
Well, let's go to another dragon. Speaking of dragons, we're gonna pick another dragon. Also semi-inspired by its name. We're gonna go with Valoo. Valoo.
Valoo.
A friendly dragon that I love so dearly.
He's so goofy.
He is super goofy. Are you kidding
He's so
me?
silly.
He's the silliest
Value's
little guy.
awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's also terrifying.
Okay. In literally what's happening in this picture is he is trying to
That's his best moment.
burn Ganondorf. Like,
Yeah,
That's
he,
so
like,
cool.
Destroys that single-handedly.
It's
You know
like
what's
the
super
crow's
funny?
nest.
Actually, it's either it's that scene like when they're flying away, or it's when they're flying away from Tower of the Gods. He's so big,
The
right?
wings.
And he's got such little wings. It looks goofy with him flying. But the scene where he flies away off into the distance, he books it. He goes so fast.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god.
I love
The
Valoo.
Doritos have to struggle to keep up. Like those little wings do some work.
I love him so much. Also, it's cool he's like a protective entity over Dragon Roost Island, which is literally named because he roosts there. And like, you know, they make their way up to the temple to see him, and it's like a coming of age thing for the Rito. And I don't know, I think Valoo is really cool. And
Yeah.
he's just like a good protective boy. He's a good boy.
It is cool.
He's a
You
good
get to
boy.
the island and he's all pissed off, and
Yeah.
they're like, we got to figure out what's going on with him, and then you got to get up there and find out why he's all mad, and then the boss fight actually, you
Uses
his
him,
tail
yeah.
in the boss fight.
Yeah.
Which is so funny.
He's got a lot of personality. You swing on him and then it shows his
I love that. His
point
little,
of view, and he's
his
like,
little,
what the heck's going on down there?
Yeah. And yeah, when he makes
Touching
the
down
same
there.
awesome moment, I think he's probably an S tier, wouldn't you say?
I would say Valoo is an S tier dragon
I would say S tier as well.
for all the right
And-
reasons.
We've been talking about another shout out to a fantastic series, Gooey's Dungeon Dive. We've been talking about Valoo lately because we're doing Wind Waker stuff, and you look shocked, Goo.
What's this?
Gooey, have you ever heard of the show Gooey's Dungeon Dive? He
What?
has the
You should
same
subscribe.
name.
It's great.
He has the same name as you.
Whoa! Okay, sorry.
That's a super cool lore element of Wind Waker is that you get several scenes where it might just be the one or two.
There's a
It's
scene
two.
with him, and there's a scene with Jaboon.
Yeah.
They're these old protectors or whatever, these old like demigod type figures or whatever, and they speak to the King of Red Lions and ancient Hylian, and
Yeah.
you only get like a little vague idea of what you can piece together a lot of it, but you get like this
Super.
vague
It's
idea.
like hearing one side of the conversation, but it's so cool because it's like
It adds
c-
like
it
a
clear-
mystery.
Yeah, it clearly gives you the impression on your first playthrough that like, okay, this is like a super sentient, intelligent
Yeah.
deity that clearly is playing a big role in these decisions. And then you can see what he's saying in the second quest, which is
Yeah.
dope.
When you're in your
That is
pajamas.
Yeah, when you're in your jams. Your jams of translation.
So
I-
Yeah,
Esther?
S tier
Yeah.
for Valoo, I think.
Yay.
S tier for Silly Dragon. Silly Dragon.
Silly dragon.
Before
Gleeok's
we
the
move
best.
Before we move on to the final two, do we want to do any housekeeping? Because I'm kind of a little jumbled with A and B right now.
Okay.
Not gonna lie.
What's jumbling you so much?
Like these kind of look like some that are mixed together, and like some of them, I don't know. It's because most of the Breath of the Wild dragons and most of the Skyward Sword dragons are there, and I feel like really I feel a little bit differently about all of them. And
Hmm.
my proposal
yeah,
Go
spit
on.
it out.
to kind of clean this up a little bit and
Just
give
say it.
some more credit, I
You're
think
trying to get the
Aquamentus.
pee.
I think Aquamentus should go up to S tier for the
Oh?
iconic, very clear cut
I
identity
love this.
dragons.
I can take that.
And then I think I would swap Farosh and Furor. I would put Farosh in B tier and Furor in A tier. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I think I like Furor just as much as I like Lanayru. And I think Farosh is definitely less cool than Dinral. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I'm down
but
with moving Farash down. Are you, Nico?
Okay, wait. First off, Aquamentus, boom. Amazing.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
That feels
100%.
right.
I would agree. I would agree.
We're honoring the legends here.
Yes.
Exactly.
These are the legends of Zelda.
I don't know. I think it's just because Aquamentus was the first one, we put him in A, but like he's clearly one of the coolest dragons in the series.
I would agree.
Yeah, I was trying not to be biased. I do love Aquamentus would be in my top like 3 dragons personally.
Well, currently in the top 3 dragons. So, I would agree with Farosh going down.
Okay.
You want to keep Furor there though?
I don't like Furor.
Okay.
What do you think? Google?
Okay. If you feel strongly about Furor, I'm okay keeping her there.
What
too.
if I said I like Furor better than Glee-Rock?
That's
I don't
fair.
have big feelings about it. I would rather move the other Skyward Sword one down, the fire. That's what I suggested before, though.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't care either way. So maybe I'm more in favor of keeping it where it is.
I think I'm okay with this right here.
Yeah.
I like it.
Given it some more credibility.
Yes.
I like it. Yeah.
We got
It
2
makes more
dragons,
sense
too,
to me.
So it might change. It might look different.
Yeah, we have 2 more dragons that are going in D tier, so it's fine. We don't have to worry about it.
Wait, who do we talk about next?
Who do you want
Should we
to?
talk about?
It's your choice. It's your pick.
Who do you want to end it with?
Neither are like I'd usually like to go out with a bang, but neither are like the big dragons of the series. But I guess let's talk about Argorok,
Okay.
because I don't know, I don't really think the design's kind of cool. I don't love it. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about the boss in general. I don't even really like this boss fight that much. It feels just kind of like rigid
Really?
to me. Yeah, it's just like hook shot, hook shot, hook shot. I don't know.
The boss battle is not super fun.
The
I would
cinematic
agree.
when you get on its
Wow,
back is really
interesting.
cool.
The
That is really
cinematic
cool.
is so good.
The
It's like
actual
really
fight,
good.
I don't really love.
I think this is one of the most dragony dragons on the
It
list.
is like straight up dragon.
It's just like, oh, that's a dragon, you know.
It's a scary dragon.
But it's
Yeah,
I
it's
think
scary.
I think it's really cool personally. But I would agree the boss battle isn't very fun other than the cinematic of Link just going like whoopsh, 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 like it.
I think that's wild. I think the fight is really fun.
Okay, but
It's not that hard,
I
but
don't
like
Mhm.
you're using, I mean, you get the double claw shot and you're basically doing the Spider-Man thing across the pillars in a big thunderstorm. And the first phase, you got to like hook onto its tail and then put
Yeah.
on the iron boots and drag it down. And then afterwards, it's up in the sky and you're running away from its fire, Spider-Manning across the
What if
pea
I
hats or
what if
whatever.
I told you I'm
And then
not
you
a
hook
fan of
shot
claw
to it.
shots? I don't like the claw shots.
Yeah.
They're a pain.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. I actually like the
You
first.
don't
I like
like
the
the
first
claw
phase.
shots.
Well, I like the idea of a double claw shot, but the actual like going through the act of using a double claw shot in the original Twilight Princess was so annoying. It felt like, okay, claw shot. Okay, claw shot. Okay. But then like go back and you play it on like the Wii U, it felt fine. But I don't know. When I was playing it on the Wii, I felt it was a pain. I was really annoyed by it.
Interesting. Isn't it motion on the Wii though?
Yeah, and I like motion controls, but
That's
I-
so
That would make
easy
it
because
better.
it just,
I
if
hated
you're
it.
hanging, then it just automatically brings up the other one and you just.
I didn't love it. I don't love the claw shots.
Interesting. I think that's a hot take.
No, it is, but I
Look
actually
at that
agree.
face.
It's just
I
how
actually agree
feel.
with it too.
Dang. Okay.
Not necessarily in the first phase. I like the first phase, but I just don't like the part where you're just claw shotting in a circle. And sometimes
That's the
you gotta
cool
go.
part because it's
Sometimes
like
you
a
gotta
crazy
go
thunderstorm.
and turn around.
Well, yeah, no,
It looks cool visually. I just don't
Yeah.
like the gameplay. I find really,
it looks great, but the game sucks. I don't know.
I think it's
guess
better.
that's fair.
Maybe it's better than the Volvagia fight, like the actual mechanics. But
Sure,
I'd agree with that.
I feel about them both kind of similarly. Like,
but we're talking
different, but
dragons.
I just
Not
feel
claw
kinda
shots.
apathetic towards that part. I don't know. Where would you put it, Corey?
Probably A.
I could do
I
it.
think
That's-
A.
That's
A for
actually fine. As much as the dumping we're
Well, we
giving it.
weren't dumping on the dragon. We were dumping on the claw shots.
Well, this is like, I mean, this is kind of what dragons look like in like media nowadays.
Mhm.
Like the big scary slight. They try and make them look a little more
a little
like
more-
realistic, scary beast
A
things.
little more slithery, but like, yes,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. But it's got like the big scary wingspan,
huge
terrifying
wings.
maw, huge like
Yeah.
talons, like very, very, very scary looking dragon.
Yes, I would agree. I'd put in
So
A.
A for Argorok.
A for Argorok. Cool.
All right.
I'm down with that.
Gooey is so
That's
mad.
it. Great episode.
Yeah.
There's no more.
Let's cut it.
No more dragons.
Dark
Sorry.
Dragon's pretty cool.
Yeah, Dark Dragon Onyx is actually sick. I actually love it. Like that Onyx is kind of buns as a character.
Yes.
The story of that game kind of buns. But then you get to the very end and it's a side-scrolling play style boss and it's just a giant dragon that takes up the whole screen. It's like
it's huge.
Yeah.
he's hard too.
It is hard.
He's so hard.
Okay, was it Lulu at the marathon doing this?
Playing, I think so.
Because
Yeah,
I
I
remember
think
we
so.
were all like gathered around the TV and we're like, "You can do it, you can do it!" And when she finally beat it, everyone just like freaked out. Like it was so fun because it's like it is a hard boss, and
It's
I
so
think
really
the
hard.
last time I played the game, I spent an hour fighting it,
yeah,
and I loved it.
It's great.
Love the
Yeah.
fight.
it's super
No,
fun.
it feels almost like a Dark Souls style. As much as some Zelda enemies are just kind of like figure out the thing and like use the item to do this and then expose the weak point, whatever, blah blah blah. This is more like you got to recognize what it's gonna do, and
Mhm.
if you don't know how to avoid it, you're done.
Yeah,
You're
you got to get
screwed.
the
'Cause this thing,
patterns down. You got to learn how to attack. You got to learn how to get on the hands and
yeah,
like
even just attacking it is hard to pull off. Like
yeah,
you need to get on the hands without getting damaged, time your jump right, and ideally do a spin attack so that you can hit the gem. And it's like
yeah,
very fun fight,
it's awesome.
very tough,
Plus, just like a freaky dragon design,
very scary dragon.
like vampiric almost, like spooky.
A
Do
lot
you
of the
feel-
dragons on this list kind of just seem like cool dragons. This is one of the only ones that I think looks like an evil dragon.
Yeah. Which, I mean, to be
Ooh,
fair, it is definitely an evil dragon.
how high do you want to go on this guy?
I'll say it. I'll say it. I would put it in S.
Wow. Okay. I
I
don't have
mean-
much against like putting it there. Yeah, because I was just saying like I'm thinking of it just from the fact that it's like the character element, but I guess it doesn't matter really.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was gonna say. Is like you kind of have to put some of that stuff aside. If we just
Yeah.
look at this as like a just ranking dragons, just
Yeah.
ranking cool dragons.
I'm not worried
I
about
think
Aquamentus's character, I guess.
Well, that's what I mean though. I think it fits in that same tier as Aquamentus for that reason that those five super iconic,
Mhm.
super distinct, super like specific personalities as much as they don't really have
Mhm.
personalities, but they do have their own uniqueness to them. The ones in A tier are just kind of straight up super cool. The ones in B tier are cool, and then C and D.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
exist.
pretty much.
I mean, to
Yeah.
me, it's sort of like the separation of like Ganondorf and Dark Beast Ganon. You know, like Ganondorf is the bad guy. Dark Beast Ganon is this mindless big enemy that wants to destroy you. Right? And like
Right,
that's what
okay.
this is. So it's just like a
Yeah,
cool big enemy, right?
If we were ranking like Onyx, the overall character amongst the other like final bosses or something, that might hurt it. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm with you there. I'm down with S.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
For super cool dragon. Or spooky dragon.
Spooky.
A spooky
Ooh,
You've been
dragon.
ranking
spooky.
Spookiest the entire time.
Yeah, because this is the least spooky. Yeah, I don't think so. That's in my nightmares every night.
I mean,
Why the Mad Alchemist is in my dreams.
I want to
Mad
know
Alchemist
more
is
about this Mad
spooky.
Alchemist. Do you think the Mad Alchemist is the one dude from the Zelda game? Wait, what's it called? The Age of
Yeah,
Calamity.
yeah, you got it. No, you got it.
What's that
The
guy's
Age
name?
of Alchemy.
Age of
He's
Calamity.
that one dude from that Zelda game.
No, shut up. Who's that guy in
Talking
Age of
about
Calamity?
Astor.
Astor. He's an
Mad
alchemist,
Alchemist would be a
kinda.
good rap name.
Wow.
Astor the Mad Alchemist dropping a hot beat.
Oh my god. Making up plant dragons. Hot
So we're
dang.
not gonna mess with this at all. Are we okay with this?
I'm happy.
I mean, this is a perfect shaped tier list.
P.
Yeah.
It's P-shaped.
I think the most controversial thing will be that Volvagia is not an S.
And that I hate
And-
claw shots.
Well, yeah, just your overall opinion on claw shots.
I
might be
think
up there.
I'm just the most
That's pretty hot.
controversial part of this. People are going to be like, does Nico even play Zelda? Does he even like Zelda? He didn't know who half of these things
what?
were.
Does he even know this series? Like,
It's because you don't recognize the Gleeok artwork from the animated series.
Listen,
Yeah,
you
come on.
said
What's wrong with
Aquamentus.
you?
You said Aquamentus is the very first one, and I was like, cool. Where's Aquamentus?
Who doesn't know the Mad Alchemist lore? I mean, come on.
I'm sorry, I'm a fake Zelda fan, you guys.
Be sure to drag us in the comments.
Yeah, drag me.
Make sure to
especially
dragon
Rico.
us.
Oh,
Hey,
Ah.
that's disgusting.
there's nothing more I could say that'd be better than that. So,
Should we end it? Wait, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave comments, and check out our Zelda Dungeon mailbag so that you can ask questions so that we can answer them.
that was a great ending plug.
Thank you. I'm really good at plugging. Also, go listen to the Champions, the Zelda cast. Zelda cast?
Excuse me?
I'm sorry. Well, you're wearing Champions cast merch.
What did you say?
You're wearing Zelda cast merch, I guess I should say. But it used to be Champions cast merch.
Close
This
it
is
down.
vintage
I think we
Champions
should
cast
try to
merch. Thank you very
climb-
much.
We should try to climb off the totem. to
Should
end
we?
The video.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to
Alright.
jump off the top. All right.
Okay,
Ready?
you go for it.
We need a base. All right,
What?
go.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, no! I'm Ah!
I'm dead.
Gooey, are you okay?
No, I'm dead.
I think he died.